Hello all, welcome to Frames to Pages. This is our first video on books. The purpose of starting this channel is to share our understanding on various movies and books and to encourage and inculcate in you this habit of reading and watching some great timeless, thought-provoking ideas from centuries around the world. As our first video, we would like to tell you about Freakonomics, a hidden side of everything. This book was written by Stephen Levitt along with the Dubner, and it deals in the context of American society. This is a phenomenal and brilliant book on economics, in which author asks and answers vivid questions on various aspects in a very unconventional way. We would like to answer few of these questions to understand more about the book. And the first question would be like, what is the reason for crime decrease in few American cities in late 90s? Due to reasons like decline in conviction rate in 1960s, crimes in America gradually increased. In the early 90s, New York police tried to take severe measures to ever increasing crime rate. And many media groups estimated that crimes would be double in 5 years. But suddenly from mid-90s, the crimes started to decrease drastically. Major media groups gave logical reasons like gun controlling laws, strong economy, innovative policing strategies, etc. But the great factor to decrease crime started 20 years ago and concerned to a woman named Norma McCarvey, who is poor and mother of two. In those days, in many states of US, abortion is illegal. When McCarvey is pregnant again, she filed a lawsuit to legalize abortion. The case made it to Supreme Court. And in 1973, the court legalized abortion throughout the country. So how this case is related to crime drop? Studies show that children born in adverse families environment is far more likely to become criminals than normal kids. Like the butterfly effect, all those criminals who generally the children of those poor unmarried teenage women never born. Years later, when those children who are supposed to become criminals are not there, the crimes begin to decrease. How American school teachers and Japanese sumos are common in cheating. While explaining about who can cheat, author said, it's just about anyone if the stakes are right. So, do third grade teachers cheat? In 2002, as part of No Child Left Behind law, government started rewarding schools based on the high-stake test results. Chicago Public School introduced multiple choice exam for small grade children to get minimum marks to get promoted to further classes. So this compulsion made teachers to cheat in different ways, like giving extra time, writing answers off the board, even collecting the answer sheets and change the options before going for electronic evaluation. Author beautifully explained how this cheating was identified from the pattern of changed answers. So now how these teachers are similar to Japanese sumo. In Japan, only top 66 sumos are considered as elite. This elite club can earn a lot of money and considered as royal status. So all sumos try hard to be in the elite club. These rankings are given based on few elite tournaments around the year. As author calls it as cheating to lose, high-ranked sumos who already had good points to stay as elite used to fix matches to lose for keeping their elite club friend sumos who still need points. So statistics say when a sumo at least need 8 wins to be in elite, the person who has already won 10 or more matches would lose to opponent sumo who won only 7. 74% of the times this happened irrespective of their worth. And there is one more question like, what is more dangerous? Swimming pool or a gun? Explaining how statistics always tell us a different story against our beliefs and intuition, author compared swimming pools and gun in the context of perfect parenting. A good smart parents who want their kid, let's say John, to be safe most likely won't send John to his friend's home who is having a gun. Instead, they'll be fine to send to a friend's home with swimming pool. But the statistics say that they are not very smart. That only one kid in every 1 million guns getting killed due to gun, whereas one kid is getting killed for every 11,000 pools in US. So each year, 550 children are dying due to pools compared with 175 kids due to guns. So throughout the book, author excellently broken various beliefs and myths with data and with unconventional thinking. And various other questions he asked are, how a racist group called Ku Klux Klan like a group of real estate? And what is the income of drug dealers and why do they live with their mothers? And what makes a perfect parent? And how racism has an impact on naming children of America? So this book definitely opens your mind to start thinking unconventional way to find the real truth. So please read it and thank you.